Okay, hi, this is Terry. I don't know if I'm really on Facebook or not. I'm playing around with my DJI Osmos Pocket 3 camera, which allows me to live stream. I'm having trouble getting it to work on YouTube. I don't know why. So we'll see what's going on about that. But let me see if I'm actually on Facebook. I don't know if I'm on Facebook or not. Let me just grab it. I probably won't stay here like very long. I'm in my pajamas, but I do have makeup on. So if anybody is watching this, let me just see if. Okay, where is my Facebook? I'm all excited here. Now I gotta find my Facebook on my iPad. Facebook, here it is. Okay. Open up Facebook. Okay, let me see here. Oh my God, I am live. It does work on my Facebook page. That is super exciting. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit more. I don't want to zoom in on myself. Okay, yeah, it won't let me like adjust this part here. Maybe I can go like, nope. But no, mess with that. Hi, how are you guys doing? Wow, it works. It works on my Facebook page. Yeah, I haven't. I guess I could go up here. Maybe. I'm just kind of. This is a total test, and it's not something that. And now I'm here. I'm like, well, what do I say? Well, okay, so you've probably seen some of my postings that I graduated from Fresno State, and I got a BA in digital journalism. One of the things that I did while I was at college was that I purchased a DJI Osmos Pocket 3 camera. Here, I'll turn it around so you can see it this way. That's my, this is like my living room area. And I'll turn it back here again. This is exciting. I can go all the way back here. I mean, I don't have my microphone on, but I did capture some footage. I had a friend, Ben Emmeline Jones, visit me from the UK. From back in the day, I was a radio show host on a network called American Freedom Radio, and so I found out like while he was here, he was actually listening to me on American Freedom Radio back like 10 years ago, and so he came out to go to Contact in the Desert. And then, which is in Indian Wells, California, and then he came over to here, and I'm so excited to have this be working. Wow, if I could just get it to work on my this camera to work on my YouTube channel. I don't know why it's being so resistant, but I'm going to try here in a second to see if I can get it to go correctly. Anyways. Troubleshooting the DJI Osmos camera. Anyway. Okay, so what is it? Today is June 12th. And I think it's June 12th. No, it's June 13th. And tomorrow is President Trump's birthday, but I think maybe that's a topic that I really shouldn't go into on Facebook. But anyway, let me get back because what I want to mention is going to kind of intersect to all of that sort of that's happening here in the LA riots and everything, which I thought, anyway, I want to share with you. So I my friend comes over from the UK. He went to Indian Wells. He went to Contact in the Desert. And then he came over to Fresno, California, which, coming all the way. He was from Oxford, England, and, Oxford University. And he came all the way over here. He goes to Contact in the Desert a lot. He's a novelist, a UFO novelist. Matter of fact, let me go get one of his books. Hold on. Talk amongst your... Oh, see, it tracks me. See? Woo! Ain't that fun? That's fun. That's freaking fun. Yay, yay, yay. Woo! Moving around, the gimbal follows me. Face tracking, face tracking. Okay. Good morning. I'm hoping you're happy you're having a cup of coffee. Let me go get the book. I'm gonna go get the book. Hold on. I'm just improvising this, all right? I can talk for hours here. People don't even have to really show up. I can just keep talking because, it makes me feel like I'm talking to somebody, even though I can't see who I'm actually really talking to. Anyway, cheers. Coffee. I have mushroom coffee too, everyday dose. Maybe I'll make a cup if I do this now, but this is the real coffee. I'm having the real coffee. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be streaming on Facebook. Okay, let me come back. Hold on. So I believe this is the second book that he wrote, but it's called Roswell Revealed. Excuse me. Roswell Revealed. Uh-oh. It got stuck. Hold on. Let me face track me again. Come on, baby. Come back. There we go. You want my face? There we go. So, I don't know why. Now it's getting... It followed me too far, or maybe it just... Anyway, I'm worried about my camera. Anyway, so he made this book, Roswell Revealed. Okay. And, he wrote it. He didn't make it. He didn't make it. He didn't make the cover. He actually, wrote it. But he signed it to Terry, Fresno 2025, best wishes, Ben Emmeline Jones. And so, I thought, well, where am I going to take him in Fresno? Where are you going to take him? So he came on the Greyhound. Our Greyhound and our Amtrak are, connected together. And, a girl wants to show a guy from Oxford a good time, a good night in Fresno, right? So I took him to Tipsy's, which is in the Tower District. And we had dinner. We had wings. We actually had wings there. But I did have him try a chelada, which was kind of I don't know if the Englishman liked it, to be honest with you. But he was a good sport about it. And then we went to the Tower, farther down the Tower District, by the Crest Theater, which has a big the Tower Theater. I'm sorry, not the Crest, the Tower Theater. Which has had a controversy about it. There was a Christian church that wanted to buy it, but comedians Ellen DeGeneres and Sarah Silverman petitioned to own it. And I really don't know what the status of it is right now, but it is still open, and it's a landmark in Fresno. It's a place that I've always remembered. And right across the street is a dinner theater called Roger Rocca's Good Company Players that I performed at, starting at 16 years old. Roger Rocca's was the first job I ever had. My first job I ever had, I got paid for anything at 16, was that I was singing and dancing in the pre-show cabaret at Roger Rocca's Good Company Players. Holler! Okay, anyway, I just got dorky right there. This is my mom's robe. She gave it to me. She just liked to wear robes, so I don't mind, going by Mrs. Beamer for the rest of the morning here. I really, I'm still in my pajamas, really. Yes, I am in my pajamas, yay. So, anyway, getting to Ben again. So I took him to, the Tower District. We went and had a glass of wine. I had Pinot Noir, actually, at this other place I can't remember right now. And then the next morning, we got up and we came here. We live streamed from my cell phone on YouTube. I said I had a surprise guest, and I got 1.6K viewers. I was like, oh, that's not bad. So, some people tuned in. Then I took him to the Chico's Comedy Club in Clovis, California, which is right next to here. I graduated from Clovis West High School. Clovis West is the best. And it looks like we're going to have our 50-year founder reunion, although our 50-year reunion really wouldn't be till 2031, which, you know, when you say 50 years, you're like, oh my God, I'm not that old. I can't be old enough to have, you know, be 50 years out of high school. Come on now. So, but we had a founder reunion, which was the first 4 graduating classes from Clovis West, and I was the second, which is 1981. So, all the Clovis West people out there, shout out to you. I was Teresa Olguin, or Terry Olguin, at Clovis West, and so now I've had a variety of names. Terry Joyce, a lot of people know me as Terry Joyce. Terry Joyce Randolph has been writing articles, you know, for a couple of college universities, the Rampage and the Collegian, which I currently am got hired on staff for the fall next year, even though I graduated. How did that happen? How did you get hired to write for the school paper when you already graduated? Well, because I'm going for an MFA in creative nonfiction writing, and so because I'm returning to Fresno State for my MFA, I can work on the paper. I don't have to be. It's okay that I already got my degree in journalism, which is going to be great because it can help me build up my portfolio and everything. So the goal for me is to get that degree so that I can be a professor, and I would really like to get published as a journalist and also as doing creative nonfiction and memoir writing, because I've lived an extraordinary, interesting life. And you know, one of the reasons, well, the feedback I got when I got in the program was that one of the things that they really liked about me was that I could write funny. So it's funny, you know, how the comedy never really goes away, right? It just morphs into new things. And so I'm looking forward to writing all kinds of interesting essays. I'm also on Substack. Let me let you guys, I just joined Substack. It's a well, you probably know what it is, but it's known for microblogging. And I have a podcast called Not My Rabbit Hole with Terry Joyce. I'm working on getting new podcasts up on Spotify and doing the microblogging. So please follow me on Substack if you can. But one of the things, and this is probably something that I'm going to write about pretty soon, we went to the comedy club, right, at Chico's, and this was 2 days before the LA riots started. And, you know, being in this area in California, and by the way, the Mexicans were here first, and because we were, and I can say we because I am half, right, Olguin. I am of Latino descent. You know, I'm half and half, and I've made jokes about that my entire life. And going back to college, right, and then learning about, you know, more, I mean, coming back again and learning about Cesar Chavez and how the United Farm Workers fought for, you know, equal pay and fair treatment, and how the Braceros came over from Mexico and how our government brought them here. Our government brought them here and didn't pay them everything that they should have been owed. How do I know this? Because in my filmmaking class, I interviewed Humberto Gomez, who was in the Bracero Project, and we did a whole presentation of people that fought under Cesar Chavez in the Central Valley. We're farm workers out here. All right. So I just, you know, that this is just one thing that I hope that people will open their minds and get a larger picture of what is really happening here. And here's another thing that gets me, and I just, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be, you know, kind of, you know, not getting it right, but Trump made it in the, you know, so that when the pool comes in, the journalists in the Oval Office, that they are required to no longer call it the Gulf of Mexico anymore. It's the Gulf of America. It's Gulf of America. So much that the Associated Press journalists were no longer allowed to be in the pool anymore. I'm sorry, but that's kind of like, you know, I thought we had freedom of the press here. Not just like, if you don't make this terminology like I say it, you don't be able to be included to be a journalist. Am I passionate about this? Yeah, I am kind of passionate about this. Sorry to disappoint everybody. But when it comes to the Constitution and when it comes to free speech, we've got to stand out and say something about it. Right? Right. All right? So, the Gulf of Mexico, there's this whole debate. Like, some people say, well, because it's known as worldwide, why not just call it the Gulf of Mexico? Because we have to keep it in there. We have to keep it in the lingo. Because the rest of the world doesn't identify with the nomenclature shifts that happen every freaking day in, you know, the United States in many ways, especially that one. Especially when it has to do with geography, right? And we're talking about geography and who owns what country at this point. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Anyway, any questions? Anybody? I didn't realize this was going to be a morning rant and that I would be this passionate about what I'm talking about. But what I don't really understand is, okay, if we have to call it the Gulf of America now, and we have people riding in LA because people are being deported to the Gulf of America, I mean, if it's expected that we're going to be in control of Mexico anyways, then why are we deporting people in the first place? We're just rearranging them if we're going to own it anyway, if we claim it anyway, if we own it anyways. Like, it doesn't really make any fucking sense to me. Sorry. Forgive me for saying the F word, but in that context, I think maybe it's appropriate. So anyway, now that I've vented and shared my thoughts, one of the things that came up in, you know, Ben and I's conversation at Woodward Park about the comedians joking about ICE. I mean, joking about it. And, you know, maybe it could be perceived, you know, offensive or whatever. But I really find it interesting when comedians joke about things right before something like this is going to happen. We joke about things because we're dealing with it, because we're making a joke about it. But it really is no joke. There really is something going on here. The military's been called out. We've had martial law, basically. And we have a president that's threatening to arrest an actual governor. I say, wow. And God bless those comedians that can still make a joke about it. I'll see you next time.